Let's go. Let's fucking go. That's how we're starting off this show. Last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. No Mike tonight. Me and Justin and whoever else shows up, if anybody else shows up. NBA is back October 23rd, brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. And we're here to chat NBA with a pretty big slate of NBA games tonight. Only one NHL game. We'll talk a little bit about the Frozen Frenzy from last night, which I loved. All 32 hockey teams playing. I love it. That's the way it should be. And, yeah, we'll talk some football, probably, especially with the news out of Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that in a second. In the meantime, don't forget about BetBucket. And I want to let you know that we do have a 7-day free trial for BetBucket. 7-day free trial. Use the code NUTS25. Go to BetBucket. Search for the Sports Nuts. I'm Just Incredible is here. And let's talk. Let's talk. First of all, Boston was a no-brainer last night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that definitely knew Boston was going to win. I mean, a matter of them covering the spread, I wasn't messing with that. But
oh God, yeah, that was the play.
Oh, you were on that? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was only 5.5. What'd they beat them by? 30?
Yeah, they beat them pretty good.
I know.
I was surprised.
Oh, spread was the only way to go with that. I mean, Boston championship night, getting the rings. Jaylen Brown's got a chip on his shoulder. For the Olympics, Jason Tatum's probably got a chip on his shoulder too. And you know what? Cat, I'm going to use your word. Overrated.
What? You think it's overrated? Why?
I'm going to tell you what Shaq said. I'll tell you what Shaq said. He pretty well tore him apart after the game. The way he's playing and the spacing that he gets into is terrible for a man his size. He doesn't know how to play. He did hit a fadeaway. Shaq says, I don't care if he made the shot or not. He's in the wrong position. That's not how you need to play. If he's going to be effective with that team, he's going to have to change his game. He's too much out by the perimeter. Charles Barkley said it the whole time last year. And here comes Jabari. Charles Barkley said it. Hi, Jabari. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
Charles Barkley said it the whole time last year during the playoffs. Cat needs an inside game, post-up move game. He ain't got it. Shaq ripped him. Anybody who thought the Knicks getting him was going to be a difference maker, you are 199% wrong. I think the trade, I think Jabari said it to begin with, the winner of the trade was the Timberwolves. All right, Justin, now you can reply.
Well, here's the problem. I guess this is why I caused a bit of controversy when I've been talking about who's overrated or not. Like, for example, calling your boy Wilt slightly overrated. But like a lot of people get the sense that when you call somebody overrated, it means they suck. Like, I'm not saying, like, overrated to me means people think you're here when you're really here.
Okay.
Let
me tell you something. PhD's already got the comment. Cat is soft as a baby's bottom. He don't play like the big man that he is. And I think he needs to do that, Justin, in order to be more effective, especially with this Knicks team.
Well, okay, let's Jabari, remind me what they gave up for Cat. Wasn't it? It was Julius Randle.
Dante DiVincenzo,
right,
and a couple draft picks or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I told a couple people last night, sorry, there are people texting me.
Oh, no, you're cool.
Where's the link to the show? So I got to give them this. Hold on. Truly, I think nobody won that trade. off that game last night, I don't think anybody won that trade. Dante DiVincenzo doesn't really fit in. Julius doesn't really fit in either with that Minnesota team. And quite honestly, Cat looks lost.
Oh, does he not?
He just looks lost.
I want you to hear this comment by PhD. I thought he was going to dominate the paint. He thinks he's a guard or something. Knicks are in trouble if he's going to play like that. He's not a perimeter player. Yes, he can shoot the ball from out there, but you can't play. That's the thing that pisses Shaq off more than anything. How tall is Cat?
He's like 6'10". He's pretty tall.
Pretty
like
tall,
6'10" or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So, that's the thing. Shaq don't like big men doing that. He's not Jokic. Okay. He doesn't have the ability to pass from out there, and shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
He could shoot, but if he don't make the shot, you're in trouble. Rather have Bam than Cat.
Well, probably. But I don't know. I think it might be a little early.
I wouldn't rather have Bam. I think it is a little early, but I don't think the Knicks are going to be that much better than what they were last year. Cat's not doing anything at this point that's any different than what Julius is doing. Cat's never been a lockdown center, never been a lockdown power forward, so it's not like you got that much better defensively. You gave up one of your best defensive guards in Dante DiVincenzo, and then you let Julius walk, which he did the same thing Cat does, just Cat's more efficient at it. Cat can shoot threes. Julius can chuck up threes till the day's end, but, I don't know.
Thank you, Stephen Batza. It is a nice background. Thank you very much. I knew I knew I should have jumped in here because when Shaq says something, I listen. He's a 7-footer, guys. He's 7 foot tall with a 7'4" wingspan. What in the hell are you doing playing out by the perimeter? We talked about this through the playoffs last year, because we thought that Minnesota was going to have a shot at making it to the finals. And he's been underperforming, in my opinion. And anyway, all right, let's get to the trade of the day. We've already had Devontae Adams go to the Jets. We've already had Amari Cooper go to the Bills, which, by the way, of those two, the guy who scored a touchdown, my boy Amari Cooper. Oh, he's washed up. He ain't got shit. Bullshit. He could catch. I said Josh Allen will have a weapon in the red zone. And what the hell happened? I don't know if you knew this or not, but he went over to the other wide receiver for the other wide to explain to him what the play was. And then he ran the route and Allen found him. And, I hate to, drive a nail into that, but I'm going to, sorry. But looks like DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs for 5th round draft choice. Thoughts on that, guys?
I think it's a pretty good trade. It's just a matter of does D-Hop still have it? I don't think he really had a chance to prove that how much he still has it in Tennessee, catching balls from Will Levis. Come on. And we haven't seen elite D-Hop in a long time. So that gives me worries that he's not going to be as good as he once was. But can he fill in the Rashee Rice role? I think so.
Okay.
Even if he doesn't fill that, it's still D-Hop, right?
Right. We're talking about a guy for Mahomes, another guy to find in the end zone.
So he's a red zone hog.
Yeah. So does that open up the game for Kelsey in the red zone?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think the game was already kind of opening up for him, to be honest with you, because Kareem Hunt's back.
Right.
That's where he got his big shot, is in that offense. And
that's true.
He's been running the ball, and I've really been wanting his redemption arc, and this is it. I think he probably has a 1,000-yard season with the Chiefs, even starting late. I think he does.
Jaylen Warren pickup of the week?
Yes.
Okay.
With the way that they've been running that offense with him and Russell Wilson, Jalen's starting to become that Swiss Army knife for the Steelers. I like something that you said, Bob, and I'll give you credit where credit is due. as far as Amari, yes, I think you were right in this case for Amari. However, they played the Titans.
I know. But the Titans defense really is a good defense. It's not like they're a crap defense.
Yeah, it's their offense that's terrible.
Right. They're on the field too much. That's the problem with the Titans defense. But be that as it may, another rumor out there, and I'm curious about this one because Mike Evans is out, yes, and of course, Godwin is out. So he's done for the year, and he's a free agent after this year. So who even knows where he winds up? But why? Number one, why are the Cronkies wanting to trade Cooper Kupp? Number one. Number two, who's Cooper going to? Because it sounds to me like this could be inevitable.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've been seeing a lot of rumors. I've been seeing rumors about Matthew Stafford leaving, about them wanting to trade Cooper as well. And to be honest with you, I think it's just time to restart that team. It's a little too old. Cooper's had his time. He's gotten his ring. I think now is the time that you go ahead and let him walk. Like, hey, Coop, we love you here, but we want what's best for your career. And right now, it's not what's best. Matthew maybe has 1 or 2 years left.
Right.
Do you play him in that offense where Matthew's hurt, Cooper's hurt, Nakua is constantly hurt? Not really. I just don't. If I'm a wide receiver, that's not really where I want to be.
Okay, so then the question is does Tampa Bay step up and get him? Or I'm going to throw this one at you right now. Do the Steelers go after him?
I've seen the Steelers, and I like the Steelers to go and get him. But I don't know how feasible that is right now.
Okay.
Because who do you give up to get him?
Right. And I'm gonna shift to you here real quick, Justin. Thoughts on Russell Wilson and his debut in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform? Started out pretty shaky, but he seemed to get his act together and lead that team. And they basically dominated that game.
I know exactly why you're talking to me about this, but regardless, well, yeah, but I do think though some of those big plays he made though were kind of fluky. Like, he was just chucking it up in the air, and it was just like dangling into George Pickens' hands. I'm like,
yeah, I know.
And then the Garrett Wilson interception, it's like so many things turned the momentum in their favor. But I think, and it was also hard for the Jets they didn't know what they were going to game plan. That's the problem when you get a quarterback you have not seen in 7 weeks and on a new team, and you haven't seen any film of him in this team. It's hard to game plan against him. So I want to see Russell Wilson play against a team that has watched the film and game planned against him, and then go from there. If he does those kind of numbers in another game, I'll hand it to Russ. But until then, I want to see more.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
It sure does look like Mike Tomlin knows what the hell he's doing, doesn't it?
I'd say so. Yeah.
I'm saying we'll go back to one of your words and talk about an underrated coach. There's an underrated coach right there who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Never had a losing season. Never had a losing season. You can't find a coach in the NFL that could say that besides Mike Tomlin.
What about Matt LaFleur?
What about him?
No, LaFleur had a losing season.
Yeah.
Was it the
I think
season?
it was his first or second season he was there.
Yeah.
In Green Bay?
Yeah, because I think Aaron
got hurt.
Aaron got hurt one of those seasons.
No, they were 13-3 first 2 years of Rodgers' time in Green Bay when Matt LaFleur was there.
It was. I'm pretty sure Matt LaFleur has had a losing season. Hold on, give me a second.
Well, you could be thinking about the Rodgers last year with the Packers. I can't remember what their record was that year.
Well, LaFleur is still the head coach, so if it was Rodgers' last year there, then LaFleur was the head coach.
Yeah.
If they had a losing season, then he was part of it.
That would be the only losing season he's had, though, if he
But
had one.
Doesn't
that
matter.
would be
One
that would
versus
be
none
one losing
is
season,
crazy.
right?
And we're talking about a coach that hasn't had
Okay,
a losing
here we
season
go.
in like 15
Hang
years.
on. It's 2022. They were 8-9.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Thank
losing
you.
season.
Don't ever doubt me, Justin. Don't ever doubt me.
I mean, that's still impressive, though. That's only one season.
Okay.
But Tomlin hasn't had a losing season in almost 15 years.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
right. Okay.
Let's not try to put Matt LaFleur on the same level as Mike Tomlin. Tomlin is a much better coach. That
Fair
probably
enough.
just want draft capital for Cup, maybe a third or fourth for both, or both. You'd have to get both. You can't tell me that you're going to trade Cooper Cup for a third rounder. I mean,
Only? Yeah, no.
yeah,
I can see D-Hop for a fifth because he's been hurt. But
right.
Cooper has been
And
hurt.
he's been hurt too. But
Cooper
he's
has
still-
been hurt. But he's going to produce.
Yeah, Cooper's a guy who can change a game around, man. I hate to say it because I hate the team, but I really like him. I mean, I really do.
Why do you hate the Rams so much?
He hates them because they left St. Louis.
They left St. Louis and they pissed me off. And Kroenke was doing all this shit for years behind everybody's back. Said he wasn't going to move the team. They were plotting out land, all that kind of stuff to have his $2 billion stadium, which, they can't even fill. Where's Mike? Not here. Mike is sick. So we got these guys for an NBA episode.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So speaking of NBA, we got a big slate of games tonight. And by the way, real quick, I just want to touch. I love. Randall was asking me yesterday, what the hell's wrong with the NHL? Why did they do the Frozen Frenzy last night with their scheduling? Well, because they didn't want to go up against 2 Monday Night Football games. Number one, there were only 2 NBA games last night.
Yep.
And the Frozen Frenzy is a great concept. It really is. All 32 teams play in one night, and I just like that they did that. And although my center iceman Robert Thomas got a fractured ankle last night, so he's going to be out. That's not good. Yes.
Only day they could have done it is like today, but doing it on a Wednesday just isn't going to get you the ratings.
No. So. And plus that's not an NHL night.
Yeah.
That 3 blocks last night. Yeah. Lake Show looked good and has tons of room for improvement, especially 3-point shooting. By the way, we were all over Bronny not getting a point.
I was on him getting at least one, and that didn't go well for me.
Sorry, you should have watched the show. We would have told you. Don't. He had one shot. LeBron passed him the ball, and he had a 3-pointer and clank.
And then the T-Wolves went on a run, and then J.J. Redick called a timeout and subbed him out.
All right, so
man,
I got to get back to basketball, but before we get into the NBA, let's not leave the WNBA. So
we told you Liberty were winning.
There's some controversy here.
Oh God!
Now I'm just going to tell you. I had a guy. I'm not going to tell you who it was. I talked to him on the phone, and evidently, the last foul on Breanna Stewart. First of all, I thought they got the ball, but she took 6 steps.
Yeah, no. See, I knew you were going to say that.
And a Minnesota coach, after the game, you could say whatever you want. She's an Olympic gold medal winner. Minnesota coach said, we were robbed of a championship. And are you ready for this? The commissioner of the WNBA was wearing a dress with the New York skyline.
New York skyline.
Yeah, the New York Liberty, who won the WNBA championship, acting like it was coming back. It belongs here in New York. Why? You never won. I think Minnesota got screwed from what I saw. You got to watch that, man. There are 6 steps.
All right. before you say that, nah, I just love people that love controversy. If you actually watch the game, the possession before that, where the Lynx got a steal, okay, I can't think of her name right now. When they got that
It was
steal,
McBride. It was McBride.
she also took 7 steps. That girl
Now,
had possession of the
she
ball
actually-
and was running down the court.
She did not have possession of the ball.
Yes, she did.
No, she
She
did
had
not.
possession.
The ball was not in her possession. No, it wasn't. I'll argue with this till the end of time. I watched that game with 4 other guys, and we all said, "Oh no, that can't be a walk. She didn't have possession." My problem is that I think that didn't they call a foul on the play?
Yes, that's what stopped it. After
But-
she didn't take a single dribble by the time she picked up the steal.
Right. No, she didn't. Right. She had the ball in her hands, and then it got knocked out. First of all, I don't understand that rule with the clear path to the basket. I really don't understand.
If there's nobody impeding you between you and the basket, if there's nobody in front of you,
Right.
and you impede them to the basket, it's automatic clear path foul.
Right. Well, I mean,
And
she
by
was.
rule, that's what that was. That's why
She
blew
wasn't
it
that
early.
far ahead.
She wasn't that far ahead, but it doesn't matter. There was nobody in front of her. She was to the side of her, and by rule, that's clear path.
Yeah. See, I didn't like that call,
I
even though it
didn't
was
either.
for Minnesota.
And
I
they
thought
blew it early. They blew that whistle in anticipation, because as soon as she started to get the steal, she didn't
Right.
even have enough time to even dribble. They had already blew the whistle, literally.
So then, what's going on with this 3-on-3 league and the talk about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark getting big money to go to Europe and play?
Isn't the Big 3 league owned by
There's a different one.
Oh, it's a different one?
Yeah, it's a different 3-on-3 world tournament, which most WNBA players do go play overseas a lot. They actually do go play of it a lot. But
That's what we're talking about here right now, the unrivaled league.
yeah.
Man, I don't know. Could it be a competition for the WNBA?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You think Caitlin Clark going to the unrivaled league is a good thing for her?
I think it's a good thing for women's basketball.
Okay.
If that becomes popular, when they come back to the WNBA, it's automatically popular. You remember when we used to have NBA lockouts?
Right.
Remember they had the NBA lockout year, and there was film of them going to go play at high schools and the Drew League and all this other. That's what we grew up on. So like, just seeing them in the WNBA. First of all, the WNBA lost $40 million this year. Okay, it has, and I'm just saying this. It has not been a good product for years. The only rivalry that we truly have right now is the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but it's not really a rivalry. The media is just trying to hype that up.
Right.
So seeing them outside the WNBA, if they can really produce something, it's going to be great for women's basketball, which is what I want.
I was talking to Randall the other day, and I got to be honest with you. I think I agree with him. They're going to go to a 7-game final now, and you know what? I don't think that's a good idea. And I'll tell you, because Randall was right. Those girls were dead tired. I mean, and when you play a series like that, and Justin, I don't know, I've been on you about watching it, but that was one of the best series I have seen in a long time out of any league besides the NHL, because the NHL always has excitement in the playoffs. But this was really close, really competitive. Stewie and Collier are co-founders of Brianna Stewart and Nafisa are they're co-founders of the
That doesn't sound right.
That sound right to me either. Well, I need to check that out. Zion is out. Now here we go again. Let's get to the NBA. Already Zion is hurt. He's ruled out. Ingram is going off according to maybe even CJ McCollum. Maybe I should have taken that McCollum play on positive EV earlier. I mean, when Zion plays, that team's pretty good. But, guys, he can't. Oh, he's not hurt. An illness. Okay, like Mike.
I hope Mike's watching this.
But he does get hurt a lot, guys.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's kind of like having similar problems what Shaq was dealing with in his prime. It's like he's not necessarily like fat, but it's like he's a very beefy man, and the beefy is like causing him to have a lot of injuries because it puts a lot more stress on your muscles.
Well,
and then when you shed it, it still has negative effects.
Part of that was Shaq was it was hack-a-Shaq,
And that too, yeah.
I mean, when you're getting hammered constantly, and I'm not talking about getting drunk. When you're getting hammered on the court constantly, he's lost weight, looking good. Okay. All right.
Well, the problem with that, though, is even that puts strain on your muscles so that when you go out and do it, it's going to also hurt you just as bad. I mean, look what happened to James Harden. He came into camp out of shape, very overweight. He shedded it off in a couple of weeks, and then he was injured the whole season,
and of course, I'm not a big Harden fan.
Uh-oh.
Never have been. He did.
You like Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, of course. Are you kidding me? I'll say it again, okay? All right? 60, 50-point games. Enough said. I don't need to say any more than just that. And the only guy to have a quintuple-double. Nobody ever in the history of basketball will ever have that.
Where's the film at for that?
Oh, my God.
All we got is
kidding me?
paper right
You
now.
had a legitimate sports writer who was at that game, who's a Hall of Fame sports writer who documented that, and you doubt it?
Yes.
There's the problem with
film.
the world. We gotta have film on everything, don't we?
We do.
Film at 11.
And
Well, was
where's
that game?
game?
Was it not filmed?
No,
Was it not?
It's not a televised game.
Really?
I'm not getting a quintuple double. Are you kidding me? No way.
Wendy
No
might
way.
get it.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, Shaq
He could at
didn't
least
do
do a quad between the blocks, the rebounds, the points. All you would need is the steals.
You gotta get assists, baby.
Or he could do the assist and do a quad double. He probably can't do the quintuple, but he
No,
could probably do
exactly.
the quad.
Well, once again, that's why Will Chamberlain is great.
Yeah,
All right.
but Wilt was playing with firemen and
No,
grocery
that's
store
bullshit
workers.
too. That's bullshit too, because I watched him in the 70s, dude, and who he was playing against. That is total BS. And you know what? You go ask Julius Erving, because he was playing around the same time in the 70s too, brother. Come on now. Get off of Wilt's ass.
Did you watch him or did you listen to him on the radio?
Well, I did watch some games, but mainly listen on the radio. Thank you very much. Wilt is goated. Yes, he is goated.
I just want to see the film.
All right, let's get out.
With the Titanic leaving port, but we don't got Phil of 100-point game. Come on now.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that, and
Who cares? It doesn't matter. They didn't have TV all the time back then, guys. There weren't big contracts.
That's what makes this time better. We got TV everywhere.
Yeah, so you can watch how shitty these teams play. You didn't know how bad they were. Because you're only listening to the radio, and you had a dial on the radio that you had to turn, okay? There wasn't no digital shit, We're talking a long time ago. But let's get to some NBA in the present day, and let's get away from Wilt.
I never said Wilt was not great. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay, doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Let's put a little money line parlay together here. I put one together this morning. Actually, let me show you what that is before we even go anywhere, so you don't. You may think twice about this. I put a 4-legger today. together at plus 544. The Heat, Cavs, Pacers, and Grizz. So now, let's put us another one together because we got a lot of NBA games out here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Nets and Hawks if you want to take one of them. Bucks and Sixers if you want to take one of them.
Hawks.
Hawks, okay.
Oh no, Bucks. The Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the Bucks minus 3.5. That's a very good play. My favorite play on the board. So the money line,
they're gonna eat.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to the Rockets game, so I can't bet on that one.
Okay.
That one starts at 7, so I'm gonna leave after the show.
Okay.
Give me Pelicans Bulls. What's
Okay.
the odds looking like on that?
For a money line parlay, it ain't gonna really matter a whole lot. It's minus 210.
Give me the Pels.
Pelicans. All right, and then I'm gonna go to the Suns.
Boo.
I'm taking the Suns tonight, baby. Isn't what's up with Kawhi, by the way?
Oh, he's out indefinitely, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, his knees. He's gonna have to retire. His knees he can't play anymore. I think he has some sort of like chronic arthritis, maybe the same thing that CMC has, like in his legs.
Really?
Yeah, I think his career is done, to be honest. At a high level, at least, I think it's done.
I can tell you, I know all about arthritis, so I understand that completely. All right, so what we got here is a plus 281 on Hard Rock, plus 281 on Hard Rock for the Bucks, Pelicans, and Suns money line parlay. So there you go, plenty of parlays going. Geez, Bob, what did I do now?
It's probably on talking about Wilt the whole time.
I didn't talk about Wilt the whole time. Didn't talk about him the whole time.
Trash.
Oh.
News is Kamara has been playing with a broken hand.
I don't want to hear that. That has nothing to do with that offense being absolute trash. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. Kamara,
it's been
having a
trash.
broken hand. They had one good week versus the Panthers. They absolutely stomped Dallas. And I don't care. They're just a bad team. Just who cares if you're playing with a broken hand? Now is the time to say it. Just be quiet about it the whole rest of the season.
Yeah.
My dedication to the radio. That's right. I still do a radio show, every week.
You still turn the dial?
No, it's digital now. I don't know whether you do that. We're in the digital age.
That's good.
Hey, I used to listen to all kinds of games with a little transistor radio, guys. I'd catch them from all over the country, AM.
Julius Erving.
And I heard some of the greatest announcers that ever have announced any sports. Guys like Jack Buck and Kirk Gowdy and Vin Scully. All those guys were on the radio, man.
None of them were Wilt.
No. The Wilt was. Hey, look, we had the Spirits of St. Louis. This is how bad the TV contract was back in the day. You got to remember that when the Celtics and the Lakers were playing, their finals games were tape delayed, guys. They weren't even showed live on TV. So when Bird and Magic were playing against each other, it wasn't live on TV. It was tape delayed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's number one. Number two, when the ABA, which is the American Basketball Association, by the way, that's where Julius Erving came from, in case you didn't know that, Justin. For what team? The New Jersey Nets. So the ABA and the NBA were negotiating, okay? And there were 5 teams that had the clout to be able to get into the NBA. There was the San Antonio Spurs, the New Jersey Nets. God darn it. Who are the other teams, Jabari?
The Nets, the Spurs. There was a California team, wasn't it?
Warriors?
Hang on. All right, here.
No.
The Denver Nuggets
Nuggets.
and the Indiana Pacers. Okay. Those were the 4 teams that were absorbed by the NBA. And this was in 1976. All right. But there was another team there called the Spirits of St. Louis that wanted to go into the league. And the league said, man, we can't take a 5th team. We'd love to have you, but we can't do it. So the owners negotiated. I've told you this story before. Maybe I haven't. The owners negotiated a settlement. They will take whatever it was, 20th of the TV contract. Okay. Now you got to remember, this was when the NBA didn't have shit for a TV contract. By the way, it was for life, and they could pass it along to their kids. Well, you know what happened. The NBA blew up. Look at the TV contract. Those owners of the Spirits of St. Louis were collecting that check every year until, I think in the last 5 years, the NBA negotiated out of it. Somehow they got out of it, maybe paid some sort of settlement. But we're talking millions of dollars year after year, and they didn't have to do anything. That is probably one of the most brilliant business moves ever. I mean, you talk about a payoff. They didn't have to do anything. They got millions of dollars every year. Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't until the 80s it became worldwide when Magic and Bird came on the scene.
Right. Well, Magic and Bird were on the scene in the late 70s also. They're right there, and then the 80s came in, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, Magic and Bird saved the league, and then Michael took it to the next level. We know what happened. And there was nothing like Michael Jordan, and there never will be anything like Michael Jordan. You guys, people can salivate over this Wemby as much as you want to. I mean, I like the kid and what have you, but he doesn't trip my trigger.
Well, I don't know if he's gonna be an all-time great, but we've seen guys come close to Michael Jordan, even before Michael Jordan.
You could say that with Oscar Robertson. I was
thinking Kareem.
No, you can't. Kareem wasn't Jordan. Kareem's a center. You can't.
Well, no, I'm not talking by position. I'm talking about all-time great.
Yeah, but Kareem wasn't a big salesman for the league, man. He'd already won a championship in Milwaukee. Kareem wasn't really the face of the NBA. Honestly, after the merger, Dr. J became the face first. If you want to compare somebody to Jordan, you'd have to compare Julius Erving.
Doesn't he have one championship though? Well,
I don't know how many he had in the ABA. Got to remember, he played part of his career in the ABA, man. That's just like Jim Kelly playing in the USFL and Doug Flutie and Steve Young and Herschel Walker. Or, hey, what about this? Wayne Gretzky played in the WHA before he went into the NHL. If you add his stats from the WHA and his NHL stats, Ovechkin wouldn't be getting to his career goals. He wouldn't be able to get there. It would be out of reach, but they don't combine those, stats. Warren Moon in the CFL. If you added Warren Moon's yards in the CFL with what he threw in the NFL, I'm not sure he might have the most yards of any quarterback ever, but those don't count. They're not NFL yards. So,
No.
And, Tom Brady was able to throw it to Wes Welker, and then Wes Welker ran 90 yards for a touchdown, and Tom Brady got credit for 90 yards. That's the way it is.
Wes Welker's not as good as people thought he was, though. He was great, but he was not
No, but on that play, the ball was thrown to him over here to Brady's left and about that far off the ground. The guy caught it, made a move, and was gone. So, you know what? First of all, he had to catch a terrible pass. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Tom Brady would throw a ball to a guy 5 yards away and just fire it at him. And then if the guy didn't catch it, he'd bitch about it.
Oh yeah, he was pretty aggressive. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Well, you know what I want to say to Tom Brady? Let's see your ass catch that ball.
Oh, of course not. He's not athletic at all. He can't even run.
Here, let John Elway throw the ball to you. But anyway, I digress. NBA is back. We're excited. Let's real quick, before we even leave here, let's go to the NBA. Let's look at futures here real quick. And I won't be long on this as soon as I get this transferred over. All right, championship winner. I think we looked at these the other day. I just want to revisit them real quick, if we can. Obviously, the Celtics, you could still get them at plus 310 on FanDuel. I still have a tough time. How are the Thunder? And, you know, I said last year that the Thunder were a dangerous team, and I got laughed at by you guys. But now the Thunder are the second favorite.
Well, no, I don't remember you saying that exactly. I remember you saying that they were going to win against the Mavericks because of defense. And I was like,
I thought they were a very good defensive team. How did they get to the second most favored team? And how are the Knicks third? And how are the Sixers, with all their problems, fourth?
Well, I'm assuming it's because they think they're going to get Joel Embiid back and Paul George is now there.
Yeah, but he's hurt too. George is out right now.
Well, you will get them back.
I could see the Mavs, okay? I would see the Mavs higher than the Sixers. And this one down here, I have a tough time understanding this. How the Nuggets are below, you know, the Sixers and the Knicks. Sorry. Not even close. I take the Nuggets in a series with either one of those teams. I take the Nuggets every day of the week.
Probably, but I mean, I guess the West is a little harder.
Oh, yeah.
So that's maybe part of it.
Definitely the toughest conference, and everybody thinks Boston's got a cakewalk.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to bet on it, I would take the Timberwolves to win it all this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Just don't see Julius Randle and DiVincenzo making that kind of impact.
Well, that is the one thing I do worry about with Julius Randle is because, yeah, he's a lot like Wilt in a lot of ways. He's a selfish player. He
doesn't pass the ball. Do you not understand how many assists Will had in his career? Please don't talk about something that you don't understand.
Yeah, but he's a volley. They're both volume hogs.
Well, then you know Jokic is like that.
Well, you could say that, but then I mean he does the job well though. He gives his Jamal Murray his volume too. I mean, for an NBA team, all you really need is a guy who's super dominant, one of the best in the league, another guy averaging at least 22 points a game, and then another guy that can average maybe 15. That's why the Lakers in 2000 were so good. And people always say, like, oh, it was just Kobe and Shaq. No, it wasn't just Kobe and Shaq. They had a good coach. They had Glenn Rice. They had a deep bench.
Well, they also played the triangle offense. Okay.
Yeah.
Great coach, not just a good coach, great coach with one of the greatest, by the way, not his offense, by the way. It was his assistant coach in Chicago. That was his offense. And what Jackson did is he expanded upon it. No two ways about it. a genius. Okay. But, listening to your assistant coaches is part of the job of a head coach and being a really good head coach. So, you know what? We can talk about this all night long, but I'm going to tell you right now, Julius Randle, comparing him with Wilt Chamberlain. Are you crazy? Are you nuts?
They're volume hogs. Why do you think they average so many points?
Compare him to Kobe. There was a volume hog. Come on.
Oh, so now you're talking trash about Kobe.
Or Jokic. Chamberlain and Jokic were actually very similar because they both could pass the ball. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great night, folks.